everybody. Welcome to another episode of the People's Pantry. We are here today to share with you some brown people joy. I'm Loni, your petty preacher's kid. You can find me at RNY Bypass Beauty. Chris, what's up?
What is happening, Loni? Thank you. You guys already know who it is. It is your boy, your guy, your one and only Chico. Come on. Spicy Papi Chris. I am your reigning in-house chef for the night. Excited for another episode. Ashli, let them know who it is.
My name is Ashli, also known as Therapist Bae. I'm excited about the episode. I actually got my snacks with me tonight. I don't have to run and come back and, see you guys. So let's have a good episode tonight. Kid?
Yo, what's up? Hey, it's Kid. Ashli, believe the hype. Y'all already know, man. We on some great vibes tonight. All positive energy, nothing negative. Matter of fact, I see we got Greek shit representing up in here. Everybody representing for their thing. And then plus, the sum of 1,000 t-shirts, baby. I'm on some Crockett and Tubbs shit. The best show on television that ever came out, Miami Vice. That's what I'm on. So let's do it, baby. Let's do it, Loni.
Let's go. Before I ran rave, because y'all know I've been dying all week to run rave, I gotta just shout out our little Greek situation happening here. So it started with Kid. Me and Ashli had on something else. And then we see Kid with this hat on, and we like, wait a minute. So I went and got my baggy t-shirt or sweatshirt. That's all I got to represent for my 22. And Ashli out here in that size medium. Come on. All right, I just had to shout that out. We out here looking good. Chris didn't want to entertain us and go find nothing. That's all right. Next time.
I got my letters buried deep somewhere in a dark place. But anyway.
Next time.
I'm gonna rock this white V-neck. I'm gonna rock this white V-neck. So it's all right.
For the white tee, baby. Rock that white tee.
That white tee. Okay, so my rant and my rave is going to be so short. I promise you, it's gonna be so short, and it's real simple. Google. Just Google and read a book. I want to be clear. We're all in this community to help one another. Somebody helps me still currently is helping me along the way. But man, don't come asking me like where I got the Trader Joe's jicama wraps from that says Trader Joe's on the package. Don't. Type in Trader Joe's jicama wraps and then Trader Joe's is going to pop up. Don't come asking me. Don't come asking me how many ounces of water I drink when the picture I posted says 180 on it. Like, don't come asking me where I bought my vitamins from when the vitamin bottle is on the bed and you see the pill bottle. And so all you got to do is go Google it. Man, help yourself to the Googles. That's it. It's real simple. I don't have no like deep words or nothing from my grandmama today. It's simple, bruh. Do your Googles. That's it. Googles with an S. Do your Googles. Go figure it out. I love helping and sharing information because y'all be sharing information with me. Y'all be saving me, and I appreciate y'all in a real way. However, if you don't stop asking me questions that you can figure out on your own, how much water should I drink a day? Sis, I don't know. At www.google.com. And then type that, what you just typed into my inbox, type that into Google, and then Google is going to tell you. That's the beauty of Google, bruh. They like you. They want to answer your questions. I do like you, but I don't want to answer your questions that Google can answer. Google got you. And that's it. Read a book.
Easy
peasy. Do your Googles. Read a book. Leave me alone. I mean, no.
Those people. Those are those people who didn't watch Reading Rainbow growing up and shit. Them the people when they asked them to read in class, they didn't, instead of saying apples, they said apples. I'm just saying, man. Just read, man. All you gotta do is read. And since we do it during the pandemic, that's the time to take to brush up on them reading skills that you may not have. So when it's your time to read out loud again, you go join a book club. You'll be right.
You be ready. You be ready.
And it's not being rude.
A lot of times, like, it doesn't even require you to. It requires you to like look at the picture.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Because often I'm putting, and not even just me. I see a lot of influencers like they'll tag their outfit in the picture, and then people will come they'll tag their outfit in the picture, and then people will come in the comments like, "Oh, I need the deets on the outfit. Did you click the tag?" And then go to the click tag and go look.
Nope. That's too hard. It's too much work.
Absolutely.
It's too much.
We don't work.
Too much work.
We do not. We are not your secretaries or assistants. I need you to take it upon yourself to Google, to click the tag, to go. Don't come asking me how long I need to bake the folios in the oven to get them crispy. I tag
Thank
folio.
you.
Go to the website like I did.
Yes.
Man,
and please
look,
don't be upset. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, don't be mad.
No.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if you go ahead and get them reading skills up now, then when you're at work, the next time you at McDonald's, you won't have to look at the picture for quarter pounder. You can actually read that it says quarter pounder before you push the button to sell me a burger. If I'm coming in there, whoever's coming in there, hey, I'm just trying to help y'all out, man. Get your shit together, man.
Oh my God, pisses me off every time. You know what? But unless we're gonna put this to bed, I think this is a great transition to go into. I think this is a great transition to go into Tasted or Wasted. My favorite segment, Tasted or Wasted. But like Lonnie said, you know what? I posted my 2 mozzarella stick, homemade mozzarella stick video yesterday, and it literally took nothing but whole wheat breadcrumbs, just extra, dipping into the egg, and people are like, recipe, instructions, recipe. I need a play-by-play. I'm like, okay, well, 1, there's really no recipe to mozzarella sticks, and 2, if you rewind back to my 2 prior videos, I'll show you exactly how I do it. So this just pisses me off. Anyway, so today's segment on Tasted or Wasted, it's BYOS, bring your own snacks. Whatever we feel is available, whatever we have a taste for, we're just bringing it to the table just so we can enjoy. And I want to see what y'all got because I kind of gave a sneak peek to the town hall yesterday. So I'm going to be the last one. Lonnie, what you got?
I'm like 90% sure that all the shit y'all finna show gonna be nasty. I'm wasting everything y'all got. I'm pretty certain. I'm sticking with Profi. I had a long day today. Tried and true.
Such a hater. Such a hater.
That is some bullshit. Hey man, look, I have and I've never had these before at all, so this is gonna be a first for me. And it's Saffron Road, World Cuisine, organic chickpeas, but they're crunchy chickpeas. And it's Bombay spice. It's ginger, coriander, and cumin. I hope this shit is good. If not, it'll be a waste of $3, but it is what it is. 130 calories per serving. That's a fourth of a cup. 6 grams of protein. So we'll see.
Where'd you buy it from, kid?
I bought these out of Publix.
Okay.
One of my favorite grocery stores.
We don't have that down here. Okay.
You probably can find them in
Google.
I mean, any well, yeah, that too. But see, I wouldn't put that out there on you because we family. So, I tell family where to go. Everybody else go to Google.
And we just talking. Ken didn't, he didn't post. We just talking. I feel like those questions are okay. Ken post, I like this new snack. And then somebody asks, where'd you get the snack? That's all right. I feel like that's cool. If the snack said Trader Joe's on it, which is only sold at Trader Joe's, that is not.
Come on. That's a giveaway.
They get you the Stupid Dummy Award. Chris, what you got, bro?
So I have my all-time favorite. This is by a brand called Howard's. This is the same product we were talking about yesterday during our town hall. These are fried pork skins, also known as your favorite word, chicharrón. You know what I'm saying? So they sell these. Sexy. I feel like they only sell these at my local liquor store for whatever reason. In abundance. They're about 160 calories for the whole bag, 18 grams of protein. Figure that.
That's a lot.
I don't really pay attention to sodium. Total fat 9 grams, 3.5 grams of saturated fat. So altogether, on a bad day, these will still be good for you. They're crunchy, delicious, chili lime flavor. That's what it is. Ashley, what you got?
So what I have is something that Loni actually mailed to me. I have the protein candies from Muscle Farm. And these, I'm guessing, were an alternative, Loni, that you got for like M&Ms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there, I was Googling protein candy or something. popped up. Y'all, my internet is struggling tonight. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I Googled like M&M candies and those popped up. And then I found them at, I think, Vitamin Shop. Yeah, I think I found them at Vitamin Shop. Which ones do you have? You have milk chocolate?
Yep, I have milk chocolate.
They have milk chocolate, they have peanut butter, or no, they have peanuts, milk chocolate, peanut, and I want to say almond as well.
Caramel? No, because I saw the same like health candies. Yeah, I saw the same like protein M&Ms at a Vitamin Shop too, but I was kind of like, I already had the taste of like M&Ms in my mouth. I just wasn't too sure. I'm very biased when it comes to like chocolate, especially with M&Ms, because I have very high standards. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I saw them at Vitamin Shop. I might get them this week.
I think that the macros though are pretty comparable. M&Ms and those. I think they're like, you may as well just eat M&Ms, I believe. But I don't know.
Good.
I think that they have more protein, but I think as far as like, it may be less sugar, but as far as like the carbs and all of that, I think they're pretty similar. I could be wrong before we get attacked.
Yo, I just opened up this bag and it smelled like I just walked into one of them stores that sell that halal meat.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. All right,
I don't know if I should put myself on mute because this crunch is pretty loud.
Let's hear it.
No, we want to hear it.
See Lonnie's face.
I can't get with it. I just can't get with it.
Oh my God.
Oh, kid.
Oh no. Oh, wasted $3, kid.
Mail him to grandpa, kid. Mail him to grandpa. You know he'll like it.
Oh God.
God damn.
They gross. Yeah, see? Chickpeas don't need to be hard.
If you've ever been to one of those places where they got those koi ponds at, where you got to stick a quarter in the machine and get the little turds to feed the fish, that's this shit right here.
No.
They look like it would be so good.
Oh my God.
Saffron Road.
I'm going to go down to where they got a koi pond at, and I'm going to toss them down to them damn fish that be down there. Because that's this shit right here. Oh my God.
So
get heartburn with that spice.
So I've seen people do like trail mixes with them. So they put them, like mix them in with other like little like road trip snacks. And it looks decent. Maybe it requires some like disguising.
I will use it as trail mix, but only if I'm walking the trail and I'm going to leave a trail to find my way back to my car. That's about
Wow.
I can't deal with you. I am liking these. They don't taste like M&Ms. They do taste like protein chocolate balls. So like if you like protein flavored chocolate candy, you're tasting straight protein. That's all you get.
Do you feel like it like if you was like in the bed craving some chocolate and you needed something because you was trying to stay faithful to your goals, would you go and get those?
I would, but I would be very sad walking towards them. I'd be like, I'd be sad.
Yeah.
But to stay within my goals, yeah, I would eat them.
I'll take it. So, Ken, I'm guessing you're wasting it. Ashli?
Wasted, baby.
Taste it.
Take it.
I'm not wasting shit. I bought 2 bags today. I'm not wasting nothing. I'm not wasting nothing.
No, I still need to make my way to the vitamin shop. So
I should have brought me some more chicken skins up here. Shit. This some bullshit right here.
Can we just talk about something real quick?
Oh, yeah.
My mouth is full. But Lonnie, always giving her grandfather all the leftovers. She's like, she don't like nothing. Lonnie is probably the only person that is hard to satisfy, like taste bud wise. Like all the leftovers, she just gives her grandfather. I just feel so bad. Like,
I was so surprised with those water flavorings. In my mind, I was like, she's not gonna find the flavor she likes. When you were trying out the different packets of flavoring.
Yeah, I was very surprised that I liked them. I don't like any one though, except I like the strawberry one kind of, and I like the green apple. I don't love the ingredients in them, so they won't be like, it has aspartame, which may cause cancer, but everything is gonna cause us cancer. So you know, one every now and then.
What product is this?
The Skittles drop in the little water infusers.
Yes.
But I don't really love the ingredients list. I only like the green apple. It's delicious, but I literally have the palate of a toddler. Chicken strips, peanut butter and jelly, Doritos maybe, like, and I'm happy. My grandfather has always been He has always been my garbage disposal. My grandfather has always been my garbage disposal. So, and he loves it. he
Lonnie, how
literally.
far out are you again?
I am a year in, what is this? June, right? June. So I had surgery in April. So 14 months out.
April what?
April 11th.
Okay,
So like
you was right before me.
Like 2 weeks before you, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more afraid that I wouldn't be able to eat peanut butter or chicken than anything. Like I didn't have any other concerns. I was like, oh, if I can't have peanut butter, I'm going to die. I will for sure.
Man, look, I was praying the sweet baby Jesus in the manger. Can I eat them wings, baby?
Yeah.
Listen, Jollibee was
He
today.
delivered me with them wang dang doodles. Lord.
Yeah.
I say thank you again. We made it. With these chickpeas, I'm going to deliver them to somebody who might want them, but I don't want this shit. Koi pond it is. We're going to put it to bed. Chris, I will send them to you if you want to try this garbage. This is
I don't want no koi pond fish to take part in the excellence whatsoever, because I'm a big firm believer of whatever tastes nasty, just throw it in a salad. Whatever else you got in a salad, as long as the taste overpowers whatever nasty crap you're putting in it, you're fine.
I think this shit can be used to melt ice too. If it snows and shit down here, I might throw it in my driveway.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send it. I'll send it to you, bro. I got some other stuff I'll send you too that I'm discarding. I got some. I'm supposed to send everybody some Built bars anyway.
I don't believe I want no Built bar.
Hurts my heart every time.
I just throw them shits at the koi pond too. All right, we're gonna put this to bed. And we're going to move on to the topic of the night, man. We're talking joy and pain. 2020 came in with a huge bang. And, every year everybody says this is going to be my year. January roll around, everybody's got their resolutions. This is going to be my year. This is going to be my year. Screw, pump your brakes, baby. COVID came in and said, no, this is not going to be anybody's year. This is my year. But, hey, it is what it is. We've endured, and we're halfway through the year. And it doesn't look like, everybody's plans have been railroaded for the most part. I had plans to have a hot man summer. And, I was going to walk around with my damn shirt off and hit the beach and go on a whirlwind tour. I was going on a roller coaster tour. I was going to take vacation and hit up theme parks for a whole week. But it's not happening. But, I still wake up every day. Thank the good Lord for that. So I'm thankful. I'm not complaining. But we're just going to talk about it a little bit, hash it out, talk about the year being canceled, what's bringing you joy at this point, and what's life like now with cities and stuff being open, and the numbers seem to be rising again, and relationships with Karens. How is that working out for people if you got that type of person in your house that you didn't know about maybe at first, but now you're in a relationship with a Karen. It could be a cop, religion, just about anything. So we're going to open up the floor and just try to tackle the subjects for a little bit and talk some joy and pain. Let's go.
So was 2020 canceled for y'all? Y'all done canceled it?
No.
Yeah, same.
No. It just looked different. Not canceled. It just looked different.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's different. One thing I can appreciate is that with the kind of work that I do, I'm away from home a whole lot. I could work anywhere from a minimum of 12 hours today. The most I've ever worked in a day was 21 hours. So I'm not at home a lot. I'm at home on the weekends because mainly we don't, do any filming on the weekends. So I'm usually at home on Saturdays and Sundays. But I usually get home Saturday morning, sometimes between 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 10 a.m. So I might sleep for a part of the day, and then so I get a day and a half with the family, so I can appreciate the fact that I have been off now going on 4 months, and I have never been able to spend this much time at home in a few years. So that's why I say 2020 is not canceled for me, because I can really appreciate that. I've been able to get in some good quality time with my sons, my wife, and then I got my kid that's getting ready to go to college. So I've been here for a lot, so I'm thankful for that. So I wouldn't say I'm canceled.
What about you, Loni? Is it canceled for you?
Nah, man. 2020 is not canceled. Like, I when I said this initially, I was talking to my best friend about this. I felt a little guilt saying 2020 has been a really good year for me. Like maybe one of my best years to date. Like I felt guilty because I'm like, man, but Breonna Taylor, that was the first thing I thought. But then I'm like, what? We've been dealing with that since beginning was beginning. Like police brutality is not a 2020 thing, right? Because we got Tamir Rice and
yes,
Emmett Till, right? Like that has
the
been
ultimate.
Always, right? So police brutality is not a 2020 thing. So I had to like delete that part. Corona is a 2020 thing, and that part sucks. But I mean, I bought a vending machine. I am working on investing in my second property. Like I started running. Like those are things that had I not completely slowed down and been like stuck in the house and give myself time to like really build and brainstorm, I wouldn't have been able to do. I wouldn't have been able to do any of those things. I've lost like 40 pounds. I'm the lowest weight I've ever been since I was a fetus. So like 2020, you know, I was talking to a Karen or with the Karen on Saturday on my Instagram, and one of my followers said, like she doesn't believe in canceling. She believes in like withdrawing her energy from people. So 2020, I'm taking some energy back from 2020. I'm not investing in some of the energy that 2020 is giving me. But nah, man, it's not canceled. It's good. Like my hair is growing, my waist is slimming. I got multiple streams of incomes coming in. Like I got a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm not traveling. That sucks. I should be onto my like 6th or 7th city at this point, and I'm still in this one ass city. But nah, it ain't canceled. It ain't. What about you, Ashli?
It hasn't been canceled. I definitely think that it's definitely been like a transition. It's been like a growing season. Like it's making me flex muscles I didn't know I was aware of, especially when it comes to work and being a telehealth therapist, because you can see so many things in person. Like I can see the way your body shifts. I can see when you become uneasy, and I'm like fine-tuning skills that I'll be able to use in the future. And even for myself, I'm very aware of now, like if I don't have a routine, my anxiety goes up. If I don't have a routine, I become depressed. I isolate myself. So I have to do things like go out in nature or create hobbies that I never thought I'd have an interest in, like all of these plants that you guys see when I put on Instagram. So I'm very aware of what makes me tick now whenever I thought that I already knew that. So it's been like an interesting journey. And I'm appreciative of it. Like you too, Loni, like sometimes I'm like, I wish that it didn't take 100,000+ people dying to find that out. But like I can't fault what's happening in the world with my own personal journey. And I can only hold on and carry what I can. So it's not canceled. It's just like almost through like rose-colored glasses, if that makes sense. What about you, Chris?
That's good. Rose-colored glasses. I like that.
2020 hasn't been canceled. Not that I had plans to go anywhere anyway. But I think 2020 was kind of, and still was a moment of me to reflect, to work on some, personal relationships, the way I communicate with certain people, the way I come across to certain people, and really hone in on the point, the message. And I think, before COVID, like life and work and everything was just so fast paced and moving that I really didn't take the time to really analyze myself in my own space and the way I communicate with people. So this was a time for me to really appreciate the connections I have with people and interactions and really understand my own feelings and kind of hone in on what I feel. Because, luckily I'm still employed. I work in behavioral health. So it's kind of learning how to cipher my emotions and my clients' emotions while still keeping a neutral playing field and not letting one jump the other. So I definitely feel like 2020 overall for me was a time of reflection and growth, personal growth. And just like Loni and Ashli, I can't start my morning off without going for a run. I feel like I'm so in tune spiritually to like nature and energy. Like I feed off of that. the first thing I do as soon as I wake up, I pull up the blinds to the window, and I have several windows in my apartment. So definitely in tune with energy. It's all about positivity, sharing the love, sharing the message. You know, with civil unrest and a global pandemic going on, this is not gonna stop me from loving, from spreading the message, from being my true self. And it's all about coming together at the end of the day, you know. So.
Absolutely, brother. Now moving over to joy. Let's talk about what's bringing everybody joy and happiness. I mean, some of the things that we just talked about, I know is bringing us joy. Like I mentioned, family, and I do believe that had I been working, I think I would still be making progress, but I really have been able to fine tune my progress by, you know, because I can take, I slow down, and I'm able to really assess and take self-inventory and be like, this works, this doesn't work, you know, and where a lot of people are expressing, like, I got friends, I got family that's saying, man, what are you doing? Because you have gotten so small, and here I am, I've gained 15 pounds, you know, and it's just, I've learned to have more discipline. I'm finding joy in that I can discipline myself finally, because I didn't used to be able to do that. I had no control, no self-control whatsoever. And I just, you know, I put my mind to it to say, hey, man, this is what we're going to do. And the whole family's on board. You know, my wife, she's lost weight. We run together. Never have I ever, you know, we played that game before. Never have I ever ran. I have never ran. I think the last time I might have ran was third grade. I remember competing in May Day, and I was still skinny enough to run. That was the last fucking time I ran, man, third grade. So can you imagine that? PE all through middle school, junior high, and high school. You know, I could never do my mile. You know, everybody that was doing their mile in 6 minutes, I still say, fuck y'all, because y'all laughed at my fat ass because it took me about 25 minutes to do my mile because I pretty much walked it all. But you can kiss my ass still. I got something for you now. Let's do that shit again. High school reunion, we're going to run that mile again, goddammit, and I'm going to be there. So kiss my ass. Loni.
Man, kid, I used to, I remember vividly faking an asthma attack. I don't actually think I have asthma, but I remember faking an asthma attack my freshman year to get out of a mile. Also, what are you assessing by making kids run a mile? Like, right. What are we getting from this? If we're going to cancel something, let's cancel that. Cancel making kids run a mile. Man, I've been finding joy in the simplest of things because life is still extremely hard, like for my family. So not necessarily me. Like I feel like I'm pretty grounded and centered, but like my family and my loved ones are dealing with some serious life issues and like trauma, navigating through trauma. I posted the other day my nephew. So my nephew is 11. My middle nephew's 11, and he went and got a haircut for the first time since COVID. Shout out to the men getting haircuts, because Spicy Papi Chris looking spicy again. Hey, So he went and got his first post-COVID haircut, because he was looking rough, like a lot of people's husbands and brothers. Ooh, see what I'm saying? I never
do this shit right here on there. Y'all always see me with a hat on, but Saturday is my day, baby. Saturday is my day. I'm already booked.
Put that hat back on.
You look good either way, bro. I love you.
You're fine. You're fine.
Hey, this coming Saturday, baby, I'm gonna be a new man.
I can't wait. Okay, so next week episodes, y'all kid gonna be ready for you. This week, you gonna leave on that hat. But yeah, so my nephew got his first post haircut, or post-COVID haircut, and he literally was sitting in the mirror just like brushing his hair, feeling himself. He was tying on his do-rag. He was like pulling over his ears the perfect way. Like that to me was like real ass joy. That was some black boy joy. Like it was like he was renewed after he got his hair cut, and he had to make sure his little do-rag was the one right, and he had the little tail tucked out like the 90s. You know, like, so the simplest of things. My baby's haircut has brought me joy. Putting on little ass jeans, like holding up a pair of jeans and being like, damn, these are small, and then putting my whole ass in them and buttoning them up. Joy. Yes. Joy. That's bringing me joy. The idea that I can run just in general, like that my body is moving through the streets rapidly and I'm not in a vehicle. Like I am moving my body. Like my legs are moving my body through the streets. That's joy for me. My grandpa's joy, always. Y'all know. Y'all see my grandpa on Instagram all the time. He has no good sense. He is my joy. That's my dog. Sitting up with him, laughing with him, talking crazy. Yeah, he has no sense. So he brings me joy. The smallest of things, like waking up in the morning and still being Black, right? Like and being happy about being Black. Like I'm here and I'm thriving. I'm Black. That's joy to me. That's joy. Chris, what's your joy lately?
You know what? I share the same sentiment. You know, waking up, being a Latino in these rough times, I'm just like, you know what? It may not be right now because of everything else going on, but I know like I'm meant to change the world. I'm meant to change somebody's life. And that provides me comfort. That gives me joy, knowing that at some point during the day, I'm gonna have a conversation with somebody that um is going to just take it and run. I had a conversation with somebody on social media earlier today on Instagram who is fresh out from surgery. And I know that's kind of like one of the main themes that we talk about. But, you know, she sent me a picture back of her crying. And I was just like, oh no, why are you crying? What's wrong? Like, I don't understand, you know, and it's just the emotions and, you know, just everything hitting someone all at once. And I guess for me, the joy is waking up and knowing that I get to live another day, knowing that I've been fortunate enough to have my family and my extended family, you know, knock on wood, not get sick, and have been able to stay employed. And, you know, I'm able to have two, you know, loving parents who I can go to at the end of the day when I'm feeling down or I'm feeling upset about myself. And I talk about, you know, all the stresses that I'm going through and all the problems that I'm going through. And I try not to get emotional about it, but you know, this surpasses what I'm going through now. There's so much worse that you could be experiencing. And just the fact that I'm able to go out and run just like Loni and just take in fresh air, just like I have healthy functioning lungs and I have eyes to see and a mind that thinks clearly. Like these are all things that we take for granted. You understand what I'm saying? You know, not a lot of people get to wake up healthy. Not a lot of people get to wake up, period. And knowing that you have so much love and connection around you, that's all the joy I need. And especially with you guys, the fact that I'm able to connect and talk to you guys all the time just makes me know that I'm on the right track. But that's just what it is. Ash, what you got?
I just have to say I love what you just said, Chris. Like that was so wonderful. It was. I think what brings me joy, because I feel like I give so much of myself in my job or my employment, is like just that quiet time in the morning. Like I value making my coffee and no one talking to me or texting me or a notification on my phone. Like I value that so much. Like the earlier I can wake up and the more alone time that I have, like that brings me joy. And also like on the deeper side, it brings me joy whenever I no longer say hurtful things to myself. The fact that that negative talk gets smaller and smaller as I work more on my journey. And that negative talk I used to deal with a lot. It was just being upset that I allowed myself to become so unhealthy and I allowed all these things to happen and not being responsible and doing something sooner. And that's very negative and very hard word or harsh words to say to yourself. So the fact that those harsh words are becoming shorter and smaller and not as frequent, that brings me joy. Because I am happy with where I am, but I used to be very upset that I allowed myself to get to the point that I did get. And we have to constantly show ourselves compassion. And I'm not being compassionate to myself if I'm constantly fussing at myself. So that brings me joy, that I can just say nice words and really mean it, and not be just pretending. So those are things that bring me joy lately.
Absolutely, that's phenomenal from everybody. I mean, you can just see the joy on your face, the expressions when we talk about it. So, last but not least, this one kind of it segues into what's been going on lately as far as police brutality, the murders of innocent Black people, brown people, and some people are finding out that they're waking up next to Karens and Craig's or whoever the guy's name is, but they find out that they're in relationships one way or another with somebody who is racially biased, just racist, and we just really quick we'll jump into it really quick before we put it to bed and talk about how you can deal with that or be able to cope with that. And it's real. It's definitely real. You see it all the time online, and I don't know. Me personally, I kind of feel like that in some form of fashion, you already knew who and what you were dealing with long before this came about. I mean, God made us all, with a brain, and those brains are very intricate, and you get those vibes. You get vibes when you know something's wrong or something's not right with somebody, but it's up to you to rely on your instinct to trust those vibes. Some of us just say, forget it, because we're thinking with other parts of our bodies at the moment, instead of being rational and bringing it to where it should be, to where you should wake up and be like, hey, this is not the person for me. And but now you stuck with them. So how are you going to deal with that? Loni.
Listen. So let me just say, I think differences are okay in friendships, in any type of relationship. I think that that's okay. So like religion, it seems like I would be super like, no, we got to be on the same religion, being a preacher's kid, but I'm not. Mm-hmm. I feel like some differences in religion can work. Depends on what that difference is. So I can deal with the man that's like, yo, I don't want to go to church, but I believe in God. All right. Like if you didn't believe in God, we got a problem. I can't deal with that. But if you're like, yeah, you can send our kids on to Sunday school with your mom and them, but I'm not going. And I'm not talking about white baby Jesus or the slavery, slaves Christianity. But I do believe in God. I do have a moral compass, those things. I can deal with that. So the differences in like religious beliefs, I can deal with. I am so anti-Black that one of the first conversations that you and I are ever going to have is about my Blackness. And so I'm going to know immediately. I'm going to know on day one whether or not you are anti-Black. And I want to be clear, this anti-Black means anything that is not for Black people. I'm not saying that you're racist, right? I'm saying that you are not actively against the shit that is harming and killing Black people. So I'm going to know pretty quickly. If by chance I have a friend that I am now learning is willing to call the police on Black people barbecuing in the park without a permit, we have a problem. We cannot be friends. If I turn on the news and I see my homegirl Karen, and I'm like, oh, look at Karen looking cute. And then I continue to watch the news, and I learned that Karen has now called the police on a Black person who was trying to bird watch, or a Black person who was working out at the stairs, or a Black family who was gathering for a barbecue. Karen has called the police on them. We got another issue. We have a whole nother problem. Because that means that your biases are so, like you function so deeply in your biases that even when you communicate with me, I'm now wondering, have you always seen me as this threat, right? This challenge to your whiteness. And to be clear, all Karens ain't white, because we got a lot of Black people out here that are also Karens. So Karens don't mean, to be a Karen or a Dan does not mean that you're white or non-POC. Like you can also be a person of color and be a Karen. And I don't fuck with y'all either. Dang, I'm trying to stop cursing. I don't fool with y'all either. I don't fool with the Black ones either. So no, I cannot be friends with someone who is not anti-Black. I don't actually want to be a friend. I don't think that you are a value to this earth, because to me, you have this hate in you, and we got enough hate. We have enough hate circulating. We don't need no more. I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm all for differences, but I draw the line at when it comes to like the safety of me and mine being Black and brown people all over the world. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ashli, I'm curious.
I think that's why it's very hard for people to talk about things, because some topics are taboo, and like whoever's like listening or watching this, like you have to remove a taboo subject from your mind. Like you have to talk about specific topics and ask specific questions, especially with a lifelong partner. Like if you can ask, do you want kids? I need you to ask, are you racist against this particular like group of people? And if I can have kids with you, then like I need to be able to ask all these other views, cultural. I need to know your biases. And if I can ask you if you believe in God, you're gonna tell me, do you have an issue or do you hold your purse tighter when like a Latino person walks by or a Black man walks by? So I just want people to leave that taboo word alone, because in the culture we live in now, I'm a taboo. And anybody on this group chat is a taboo. And I don't want anyone in my life that just sees me as a threat without getting to know who I am. So if you are with a Karen right now, I apologize. If you can get out and run, you run. And if you can't, try to teach that Karen or that Dan something. But if they aren't willing, then you have some necessary steps that you have to make.
I want to add to that, Ashli. You know, Kale was saying like, you know, the signs are there. I think that for a long time, there were a lot of people who, even Black and brown folks, who didn't necessarily have to talk about race, and they were taught to kind of not talk about it. And so police brutality and medical racism and like all of the isms that exist, people didn't have to talk about them. So when choosing a partner, a life partner, and I'm thinking about a specific person in my mind, a Black woman who married a white man, they didn't talk about it. They didn't talk about it. The police killings were on TV, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but not a whole lot, right? It didn't happen until we started burning down police stations and tearing down statues that you heard your white partner be openly racist, and being able to identify the difference between having a bias, because I have a bias against white people. I feel very, very scared when I see a white man in Black clothes and a mask, even if he's just going to get his groceries. I feel very nervous about that, and I own that. So I have my bias. Racism is power. Right? So they're being able to be very clear about what those two things are. So it's easy to avoid those conversations when you don't have to have them. It's when your partner is mad that they're tearing down statues of slave owners, and you're looking like, well, babe, that was a horrible person. And they're like, well, that's our history. That's our country's history. Like being able to realize like, damn, I didn't tap into that because I didn't have to. It wasn't in our face, right? Like, social media and this constant news cycle has changed the way that we have to identify who is a partner and who isn't, who is a friend and who is a foe. And so I think that it is pretty easy for someone who has the wool over their eyes deliberately to choose a partner for them that is not really for them. Because it's like, we don't have to talk about it. I live my nice life. I'm Black, and I live a life where I don't have to talk about racism because it hasn't happened to me openly and blatantly. I get to have my white man that loves me, and so he's not racist because he's married to a Black woman. Like, things are very black and white until it's not. So I definitely have some sympathy, not empathy, but sympathy, because I feel sad for you for being in a relationship with people who you didn't know until later are not for you. I can definitely see how that can happen.
Chris, what do you?
Damn, I don't like going last. Oh my God. You know, I read an article not too long back about a white man and a Black woman that were in a relationship with each other, and it was the context of the article was just like, where do you draw the line? How far do you go into these types of situations where you draw the line? And I feel like on the white male counterpart side, it was, you know, they have a responsibility in terms of when they see things that are not right or socially unjust, to say something. When they see things that aren't aligned with, you know, the beliefs and traditions that you've already established in your relationship, that's when it's a problem if you don't address that. And in terms of, for me, I identify as someone who's brown. When I'm going out for my runs and I see, you know, a cop drive by, I automatically feel uncomfortable. You know, somebody once said to me, "Oh, I thought you were a white guy. I thought you were a gringo." And gringo means like white guy in Spanish. And I was just like, no, like I'm anything but that. So like, I don't identify with that. But what I'm trying to say is, whenever I hear stories like this, it automatically makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't conform to like white mainstream like beliefs or traditions. You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't people have told me, oh, you can play both parts. Like I can easily turn it on and off, right? Be like, hi, how are you? Like on the other side, receiving this, hi, how are you? My name's Chris, blah, 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 blah. But when you meet me, I have curly hair, big beard, tatted out, glasses, like you don't know what to think. You're like, oh, looks can be deceiving. So I don't think I could, be with someone who had different political beliefs as I am. And if there's one thing that people always say you shouldn't talk about is sex, money, and religion, right? So I'm very liberal. I don't like to talk politics, but I'm very democratic. That's just something that's just not talked about today. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's definitely a tough time, especially for people like me who can play both sides, but identifies as another. And I think that's an aspect of this whole, black and brown that is not being addressed. Is people who are Hispanic and, the identification of it all. So, yeah.
I think there's a space for you though. Like I think of my people who are Latinx. They identify as Latinx, but they are white presenting or white passing, if you will. And the space that they have to leverage their power, because they have this white privilege power, is like unmatched. So I think there's a space for all of us. So there's a space for Latinx people in the movement forward of equal treatment, or not even equal treatment. We're not asking for equal treatment, for being treated humanely as Black people. Like there's a space for all of us there. So
yeah, and for that, Karen, and that Dan, there is room for improvement. Like your views can change when presented with the correct information. We just need Karen to accept that this is factual data that is researched. It's not made up. I mean, we just need Karen to be willing to view and be open. That's it.
And realize that racism is not personal. Because you subscribe to white supremacy does not mean that you're racist. I think people often, I think that's where it becomes a barrier of talking about race. Is like if you say something is racist, it becomes internal, like, oh my God, she said I'm racist, I'm not racist, right? Like realizing that it's not personal. Racism is systematic. It is not you did this thing. You will not be held accountable for slavery. And yes, I'm still on slavery. I'm still stuck on it. I'm not getting over it because the trauma is in my bones, right? My great grandmother, that was too much trauma for her body to carry, so it was passed on to me too. So I'm still very much so on it. But learning that we're not trying to hold you responsible for it. You are not the reason for racism. Racism is a system, and I understand that we navigate in the system. And like Therapist Bae said, there is space for you to learn. I'm just not going to be your teacher, not without proper compensation. You got to give me the coin. Put me in the bag and I'll teach you. For free, I will not. There is no more free Black labor from this Black girl.
You know what? And going on to what Loni said, I feel like when it comes down to employment, I feel like when it comes down to people of color who are Black and brown, I feel like there's more of a need or a necessity to prove your worth, to prove who you are. And I shouldn't be made to feel that. I shouldn't have to feel that type of pressure. But unfortunately, the way things have come down to, that's just the nature of the game. And I feel like now moving forward as somebody who's brown, who identifies as brown, who's someone who is Latino, who has African roots, I know my history was rough. Trust me, I know. But it's become a mission of trying to change the face of the world in terms of getting other people who are not people of color on our side, and then getting people who are of color to understand the message and to act and to engage and to push forward. And it's like, I think of it now, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? My generation is fighting a good fight. Now it's up to my kids, and all the information and everything that we're taking in needs to trickle down to them. And it's just like, well, I hope they don't drop the ball. It's up to them. And it's, the Karens of the world, they really need to get drilled with this type of shit. Excuse me. They really need to get drilled with this type of stuff. Because 400 years of slavery and imprisonment just doesn't go away. Let's just be honest.
All right. I feel like Chris, you done fed our soul. Why don't you go ahead and feed our belly? Let's go ahead and put that one to rest. And
Oh God.
get us a little poppy meal. You fed us,
Oh
now
my
feed our
God.
bellies.
Oh my God. I feed you. We all fed each other's mind. I gotta feed your belly now.
Feed the
That's a
belly now.
large task. That's a large task to tackle. Okay, so anyway, moving on to the next segment. We're gonna put this to bed. We're gonna go on to Spicy Papi Chris's meal of the day. So I'm here to offer you something that's quick, versatile, easy, done in under 10 minutes or less. So what I have to offer to you is, I don't know about where you guys live, but for me, living in the tri-state area, I'm from New Jersey. We're very culinarily in tune. Culinary. We're very food in tune. So we have a lot of choices. So if you happen to stroll your Asian market next time, I would highly suggest picking up some not Asian, but wonton wrappers. I'm sure we all know what that is, right? Wonton wrappers are very versatile, very easy to manipulate. Um, Take some wonton wrappers. What I like to do, you could do it appetizer style, or you could do it dinner style. I happen to do, I'm a big fan of cheese wontons. So I like to take a little bit of garden vegetable cream cheese mix, take about maybe a tablespoon or a half a tablespoon of that into some wonton wrappers. Wonton wrappers, they're very thin. They come in a square shape and a vacuum sealed package. You have to be careful because they do dry out easily. So once you cut the seal, you have to get them into a Tupperware with some damp paper towel over it. You get one sheet of that. It comes in about maybe a 2x1 square. Take a tablespoon or a half a tablespoon of whatever spread you want. Cream cheese. You could even do blueberry cream cheese. I like to do garden vegetable. You take a little bit of water or egg wash just to kind of wet the edges and seal it up into a wonton or whatever your folding method happens to be, right? Pop it in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then fry them up. And you could either fry them or you could either put them in the air fryer. I suggest the air fryer so nothing leaks out. Crimp them together in whatever purse-shaped method you want. Put them in the air fryer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Wonton wrappers take little to no time. So if you're looking for something, at least for me, being somebody who is a VSG patient, sometimes I crave something deep fried and greasy early in the morning. So I'll kind of do like a wonton wrapper, fill it with blueberry cream cheese, garden vegetable cream cheese, honey pecan cream cheese, salmon spread cream cheese. The choices are endless. It is up to you, baby. Just peruse the cream cheese aisle in the dairy section just a little bit. Get yourself some wonton wrappers, and then you have some breakfast appetizers to go. And then for dinner or for lunch, you could do the same thing. You could do some cheesesteak, ground chicken, chicken sausage. They only can contain so much filling, so just make sure you don't overload it so they don't burst. But other than that, wonton wrappers, baby, cream cheese filling, do it up. Nutella and marshmallow fluff. What?
So, question.
Bonnie.
This might be Googleable, so whatever. Do I need to so if I'm putting like some ground chicken, I need to cook my ground chicken first and then put it in and then air fry it? Okay,
Yes,
just checking,
yes.
just checking. I'm doing this with the blueberry. Y'all know I'm on a blueberry kick these days.
I love blueberry. Me and you.
Sound good.
I need that in my life. I love
Absolutely.
it. I got my
So wonton wrappers is the way to go. Quick, easy, versatile. They fry up in less than 2 minutes. So you want to make sure whatever proteins you're putting in chicken, turkey, you want to make sure that they're cooked fully before you stuff it. So these will hold for days, guys. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
That was
for sure, Chris.
Yes.
I think I'll be making that next week. Thank you, Chris, for another good recipe. Now, this is actually my favorite little segment. I love this segment. Kate be getting us all the way together. Kate is gonna give us some lyrics for a listener. We got a listener email in this morning because we ain't have one. So thank you for sending it. And I'm gonna read it, and then Kate is gonna get us some lyrics to get this person's life together. And I'm gonna be nice this week because I heard I was mean as hell last week, and I'm kind of sorry, but I'm not actually sorry in real life. But
Don't be sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm not.
Don't be sorry.
I'm not sorry. All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
Hey, crew. Hey, free. I'm a loyal listener, and I love the show. Therapist Bae, can a Scorpio get a reading? Therapist Bae, they want you to read them. They want a Scorpio reading. So, anyway, this isn't about my star alignment. This is about sharing with the offline world who I really am. I'm bisexual and I identify as queer. Sorry, it was a little typo. It's okay, I got you, listener. I'm proud of that part of my life on my separate social media accounts, and I have been for over 15 years. But the people closest to me don't know. My parents are pretty open-minded, but they're still Black parents from the Bible Belt. I like to believe all of them will be accepting of me, but there's a part of me that is scared that my parents won't accept me and my friends will be upset that I've kept this secret from them for so long. My plan is to read everyone a letter I wrote at my birthday barbecue in a few weeks. I want to make a playlist with music that feels good and makes it clear that I'm happy with who I am. Black, queer, and proud. Kid, slide your girl a few songs to get me going. I love it. I don't got nothing to say except, yes, bitch, you better be proud. You better be Black, queer, and proud, girl. Yes. That's all I got. Kid, what you got?
I can understand where you're coming from. I'm from the South, so I'm part of that Bible Belt. Black folks who go to church, namely relatives, can make you feel bad about the littlest thing that you do. You get caught, as a young man, it's a rite of passage. Excuse the way I say this, but if you get caught jacking off, then it's going to be that person in your ear that's going to say, you going to hell. You get caught kissing a girl or just even looking at them funny. You going to hell. So I understand, but it's a new day and it's a new time and things have changed. Personal preference is what it is personal preference. And I feel like that you shouldn't really, I understand where you're coming from, but you have all the rights in the world now because the LGBTQ community, if I did give those acronyms right, they got your back. They got your back. There's a lot of people that got fired over some dumb shit that they didn't say because they didn't watch their mouth. So them people got your back. But anyway, let's go to this barbecue that you about to have in a couple of weeks, whatever. Happy birthday to you. That you're gonna be having when your birthday rolls around. So this barbecue, I gotta, as you're reading this letter, I feel like you should be playing these songs in this particular order. The very first song, because you're gonna have to go ahead and just break the ice. No way to break the ice and just flat out just drop the bomb on your ass. And it's none other than the queen herself, Diana Ross, I'm Coming Out.
Oh.
Why not?
That's a good one.
This is a good one. She says in this song, she said, I'm coming out. I want the world to know, gotta let it show that I'm coming out. The very first verse says, there's a new me coming out and I just had to live and I want to give. I'm completely positive. I think this time around, I am going to do it like you never knew it. And ooh, I'll make it through. Absolutely, you're going to make it through because you're a survivor. You've made it this far. No need to hide it anymore. She goes on further in the song. She said, I got to show the world all that I want to be and all my abilities. There's so much more to me. I'm going to stop right there with this song. There's so much more to you. So stop hiding. Let people know who you are. And I understand Pop's going to be sitting there with this look on his face, but who gives a shit? Pop's going to have to, it's like my grandma used to say, scratch his ass and get glad. Get over it because ain't nothing you can do about it. The next joint is by my all-time favorite rock band. It's a Black band called Living Color. If you haven't heard this group is phenomenal. The song that they're known for mainly is Cult of Personality, but this song is called Bi. You said you are you're bisexual, Black queer woman. So they got a song that's called Bi that's dedicated to bisexuality. So it says, people, if they choose you, then they want you to decide, but would you rather relax, kick back, enjoy the ride? There's a category if you're straight or gay, you're a wild card gambler and you like it both ways. Everybody wants you when you're bi, looking at the girls and eyeing all the guys. Everybody loves you when you're bi, but the tension and the passion's double amplified. My lover told me, well, that she's by. I wanted to scream. There were tears in my eyes. She said, baby, baby, don't you cry. Because the one I'm with, you've been seeing on the side. Busted. So now you get the best of both worlds, buddy. Hey, if you're by, you can have her and the woman you was cheating with. Get over yourself. That's just a, a little funny one there to kind of toss in there. That's kind of lightening the load a little bit. So Janelle Monáe is next. She's got a song with Erykah Badu that's called Queen. And it talks about women, that in that similar situation such as yourself. I can't believe all the things they say about me. Walk in the room, they throwing shade left to right. They be like, ooh, she's serving face. And I just tell them, cut me up and get down. They call us dirty because we break all your rules down and we just came to act a fool. Is that all right? Girl, that's all right. They be like, ooh, let them eat cake, but we eat wings and throw them bones on the ground. Am I a freak for dancing around? Am I a freak for getting down? I'm cutting up, don't cut me down. Yeah, I wanna be queen. Is it peculiar that she twerk in the mirror? Am I weird to dance alone late at night? And is it true we're all insane? And I just tell them, no, we ain't, get down. It's, go and listen to this track. It's more to these lyrics, but for the sake of time, I'm stopping it here. And at the end of when you get to the end of your letter, and it's going to be your auntie that's going to be sitting over there that's on the motherboard that's got them flat ass shoes with her toes out, that's going to be looking at you sideways. But this is what, this song is for her, the judgmental ass auntie who got that shadow beard going on, who need to go get that shit waxed. So this is for that auntie. You're going to play this song, and if they still ain't feeling you, just get up and walk out on this shit. This is my girl Lizzo, good as hell. You finna serve him up something. She say, I do my hair toss, check my nails, baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell, right? Hair toss, check my nails, baby, how you feeling? You feeling good as hell. She said, woo, child, tired of the bullshit. You looking at auntie over here with the shadow fade. We're going to get her some shit. We're going to get her one of them wax things so she can get that serve that wax, that whole Brazilian wax, because she probably got the George Bush going on down low, too. But she need to get that shit cut up, too. So, woo, child, tired of the bullshit. Go on, dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving. Yes, Lord, trying to get some new shit in there, swimwear, going to the pool shit. Come now. Dry your eyes. You know you a star. You can touch the sky. Damn right. You can touch the sky, my sister. I know that it's hard, but you have to try. If you need advice, let me simplify. If he don't love you anymore, talking about your daddy now, just walk your fine ass out the door. Pops will get over it sooner or later. At the end of the day, what we saying is your life. It's your life to live. You were put here with free moral judgment from the good Lord to do with your life as you please. Love who you want to love. Don't be afraid of who you're loving. The last verse, she says, woo, girl, need to kick off your shoes. You got to take a deep breath. Time to focus on you. By the time you get to the crib, this is what you want to be doing. All the big fights, long nights that you've been through, I got a bottle of tequila I've been saving for you. Boss up and change your life. You can have it all, no sacrifice. I know he did you wrong. We can make it right. So go and let it all hang out tonight. Hit the club with your girls. Do your thing. If you want to do it with him and her, shit, it's all gravy, baby. Ain't no judgment over here. It's never any judgment in the people's pantry. We love you just the way you are. We appreciate you being a part of the Pantry Posse. Come ride with your boy. Hell, I'll come hang out with you. Holla at your boy. That's all I got for y'all. Them my lyrics to go. Stop being judgmental fucks out there and live your own life. Worry about you. Mind the business that pays you.
Hello. We are sending you positive vibes. We hope that this barbecue is everything. I hope that at the end of your playlist, they all is up dancing. The whole, your friends, your family, the mother's board, all of them is up dancing and celebrating you like, girl, we don't care. I hope that's the response you get is, we don't care. You was baby and we love you. And like, regardless, none of those things even matter. We love you. And that's it.
Now we're going to get your mind right with some words of wisdom, baby.
Here we go.
So for many states, they're considering not extending the phase, are putting on new restrictions. So this is a time for us to do another inventory on ourselves. So while you're doing your own personal inventory, This is your chance to, like we said earlier, these are the things that have been successful for you during quarantine, and what has not been successful, we need you to discontinue doing. So before COVID-19 quarantine started, what was a daily routine for you? I need you to start implementing those daily routines for self-care. And if that means getting up at the same time every day and not sleeping in, if that means discontinuing not drinking as much alcohol, Ashley, or not drinking as much sugary drinks, this is the time to reel yourself back in. And like I said earlier, you have to be very compassionate. No one that is alive has ever experienced a global pandemic before. So we do not know how to approach this day to day. So with being compassionate, it's asking myself, is my expectations too high? And what can I do? If something is causing me anxiety, can I just not complete that task this day? And then also being aware. Do lists give you anxiety? Can you complete a task and not have to write it down? So where you see this mountain of things on this list, can you just do it and just say, I'm going to give myself a week to complete this? So you have to be very aware. Like, lists give me anxiety. So that means that I will not write down the list. I'm just going to get to it whenever I can. So that's why we need a personal inventory. What is the anxiety for? Can I remove the anxiety? And if I can't, is there a way that I can approach it differently? And that is my words of wisdom for you guys. How can I approach this differently? Because it appears that we're going to be quarantined for much longer in different states around the country. So just be compassionate to yourself, guys. That's all that I can ask you. And then be compassionate to myself. Yeah. And that is the words of wisdom that I have for you guys tonight.
Can I just add that not having a list gives me anxiety?
See, well, that's okay. That's okay.
I have a list for everything. I have several running lists in my phone at a time. I get anxious if I don't have a list.
See, I get anxious with a list.
Really?
Same.
Oh, same.
I think it's because you're an Aquarius.
Yeah, that Aquarius Aries situation. Kat, are you like that? Are you a list person, Kat?
Yeah, it's got to be some type of structure, some organization involved. If I'm just not a wing it type person when it comes to that. It's like, I'm like, damn, I'm lost. I got to have some type of organization. Virgos are what a lot of y'all consider to be overthinkers. We've already thought about it. We've already mapped it out.
Twice.
We've done it twice. We up early and shit that morning to make sure that it's going to go to start off right. And we're very meticulous and OCD-ish when it comes to certain stuff. And that's just who we are. And we also read people very well. So you can't bullshit a bullshitter, baby.
No, it is.
Listen, you know what? I think I could speak on behalf of, Aquarius and Aries together, but, we're very go with the wind. We have somewhat structure, but we're very spontaneous. Mm-hmm. We don't like to be confined to, regular spaces. We don't do lists, but we do have a list or like a plan of attack, if you will. We may not have it physically written, but we have it mentally. And I could be the one to tell you first-handedly, working in the field that I do and being the type of individual that I am as an Aries. I'm very, even though I don't have a list, I have a mental checklist of what I need to do. And if I'm deviated to something else other than that, I get very, very annoyed and pissed off. So I think Ashli, from what I gather, is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
I am 0% spontaneous. I do not like spontaneity at all. Like, we need to have a plan. Like, what are we doing? What are you doing? We need to have a plan. I have an itinerary for itineraries. Like, I need to know. We need to know. We need to have a plan.
What is that?
Man, time is of the essence. I ain't got a whole lot of it. We need to know what's happening.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that line. Like, me and my wife, we can get ready to go out to dinner. And her two favorite restaurants in the world is It Don't Matter and I Don't Care. Fuck that. I need to know where we going before I put out the driveway.
Hello? We're not going to just get in the car and, figure it out. No. I have already been on Google, Googling stuff, and on Yelp trying to figure out where we going. We're not getting in the car to figure out where we going.
Let's just drive. Let's go.
So when this meetup happens, You guys are going to be responsible for that, okay?
Girl, the meetup
Yeah.
is planned, baby. The meetup is planned. We don't have no date. It's planned already. Me and Ken got it listed out. It's done.
It's
We just gotta
already,
get
That
it's
means the
already,
work for me and you, Ashley, is out.
It's
We don't
it's
got to
in
do
the
nothing.
works. When y'all get here, we're gonna hand y'all the itinerary.
And y'all
That's all I need.
y'all better be on time.
Damn
Oh,
right.
shit.
That's the worst thing in the world is to be late for a Virgo. Show up late if you want
Oh,
to. The car gonna
oh,
already be gone.
I'm getting better. I'm working on it, guys.
oh.
Latinos as a whole, we don't have the best track record at being early, but you know, this one, I can be pretty early. I'm good.
That's color people
Yeah,
time. Color people time be
yeah.
15 minutes late. I can't.
Can't do it.
Being
I
late is
hate that.
my number one pet peeve in the whole world. Being late and hearing chewing noises. That is my, just made my
You're
back
supposed to
hurt.
be there. If you're supposed to be there at 10 and you show up at 9:59, you late to me.
You were late.
You
What
late
they
as hell.
say?
Oh, you would hate me, kid.
No.
I don't like that shit.
You
And don't
wouldn't
lie to me on
hate
the
me, but you'd
phone.
be like, this guy.
To
And
be
don't lie to
early
me on the
means to
phone
be
and be
late.
at home. Yep,
No,
that's it.
I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. Listen, if Delta ain't taught me nothing else, Delta done taught me to be late. To be early is to be late, and to be late is unacceptable.
It's on time.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I ain't got time. It's
You
unacceptable,
ain't got time for
Ashley.
that.
I'm gonna work on it. I'm working. Well, you guys, I've definitely enjoyed this episode, and I'm always grateful to hear our different perspectives. And I just appreciate it, especially knowing that we're all over the country and that people can relate to each individually and collectively. It's something I find very beautiful. You guys can find me online on Instagram at VSG_Ashli. What about you, Loni? Where can we find you?
Y'all can find me and all my petty glory at rny.bypass.beauty on Instagram. And that's it. Where you at, cousin?
You can find me at Sleeve Believe the Hype. That's where I am on Instagram. That's the only place I'm going to tell you to find me because that's where I want you to find me at. And I'm just going to tell you now, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. Don't come on my page with no bullshit because what I post is for me and my sanity. And I'm cutting your ass down. Somebody came on my page early in the morning and I woke up to it this morning and I cut her ass down and I left it up there. I didn't block her or ban her. And you know what I told her after I got through cutting her ass down? I said, now go ahead and get your popcorn and sit back and enjoy the rest of the show. But I want you to sit your ass in the back and shut the fuck up. Chris.
Wait, hold on, wait. That's
Yeah,
too
what
much.
happened? Let me go see. I missed
All right. So I'm gonna back it up a little bit. So me being me, you know, I'm a t-shirt guy. I love graphic tees, and since I've lost a lot of weight, I've started me a new collection of graphic tees. And so I posted one yesterday, and I had on an Ice Cube t-shirt, and I said I'm on my Ice Cube shit today. So this dumbass comes back and says you on some shit every day, and I call bullshit on you. She don't know me from Adam. She don't even follow me. And I think she got like 12 followers her damn self. And I was like, so where does this come from? See, my page is public. So obviously she's been stalking me for God knows how long. And she probably pissed off because she can't get none of this butter pecan, this caramel delight, baby. She can't get none of this. So that's probably what she's mad about, first off. And even if I was single, I wouldn't give her the time of the day because she looks like a pit bull in the face mixed with a pug.
You might have to send
You
them
know
a link
what?
to this episode, kid.
Word. You know what? You can find me at Spicy Papi Chris _. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Whatever. You can find me whatever you find me. I don't care. But I think Ked summed it all up.
Hey, y'all know I'm crazy, man. I don't have good sense. I've been like this since day one, man. And but seriously though, you can find us collectively at the People's Pantry. It's at People's Pantry. That's where you can find us at. Check us out on YouTube where all the goodness is at. You know, I'm getting ready to open up. Somebody asked me why weren't we on Twitter? Why don't we have this page? So I'm getting ready to explore all of that because we do need to kind of expand it here a little bit and open it up because we are getting subscribers now. We're thankful for you guys who subscribe to us. Somebody actually tagged us. Loni shared it with us that he tagged us in the video and tossed us an idea for Tasted or Wasted. So yeah, send us all your ideas. Gmail is at the People's Pantry 4. Just keep sending those letters. We got lyrics for you. that's turned out to be a really great segment. I think tonight's letter, I'm very appreciative of it because we know a lot of you are going through this very thing. And it's hard to, you know, Black folks in general deal with generational stuff. And back in those days, that stuff was considered, like Ashli said, taboo. So, you know, we're trying to break a lot of these generational curses. So continue to do you and send us those letters and we're here for you. I'm gonna leave it at that. Ashli, you want to take us out?
Yes, I leave you guys with love and positive energy and just to stop being hard on yourself. And that I hope that we can have a good week or even a better weekend. And I hope that whoever's watching this episode that, like Chris said, that you just feel happy to be alive, man. Got air in your lungs. And some people didn't wake up with that blessing. So here's to a good week.